Hello, Bartley with MTX Automotive coming back at you with on the 1972 Chevy C10. I think the last time I left y'all, I was about to make the last cut on the bedside, shortening it to a short bed. So I basically got that done, and then got busy doing other things, but then I also got started sandblasting my pieces. So yeah, a lot's been happening since then. So I got the bedsides blasted and or ground off, well, whatever I chose to do on the particular time. Inside, and then I've got the inside treated with the rust neutralizer, and I'll show you what I'm using here in just a second. But it's basically a spray on. It comes in a gallon jug or a quart, and is like that. I get it at my local Ace hardware store. Seems to work pretty good. Currently I'm just putting it in a it's this 1 gallon sprayer, pump up sprayer. Works pretty good. It's got a long wand on it, and you can set it to a fine mist, and I just push it up there as far as I can go, and let it have it. Doesn't look very pleasing, but it does turn any residual rust into just an inert substance, and it's ready for cavity wax, sealer, whatever you can get to it, basically. Some of this is going to be hard to get to. Some of it I can only get cavity wax to it. It's so deep. Anyways, that's what we'll be doing there. So I've got all that treated. I've still got a few pieces here to repair on this bedside. There was 8 out with rust. So I'm just going to section in a new piece there. I think both bedsides were bad in those areas. Yeah, so glad to get that done. Sandblasting is a nasty job. The extensions or the rear sections of the bedside, they are also blasted, and front section, one of them, I've got the other one around here somewhere, it's blasted. Floor of the bed itself, top and bottom are have been blasted. I've already acid treated the bottom. Lighting's horrible, but it's ready for the undercoating. But I had some areas to patch in the bed, some holes to fill up, just little rust holes here and there. There's a couple of patches over there. Just loose ends like that I had to, fires I had to put out, so to speak. I have not treated this yet, the top of it, because I'm still in the process of doing the patch repair. Actually, I've got them all done. I just need to ground them off. So yeah, this may look different than some sandblasted metal that you see. I don't get down and just hold the wand down there and waste a bunch of sand on something that I'm going to be treating with a rust neutralizer anyways. So I get it, knock the loose stuff off, all that I can get off in a reasonable amount of time, without, just, blowing up my air compressor and using a bunch of sand. And I just move on and treat it and go on down the road. The front panel on the bed, just got it finished grinding it off today, all the paint, and it had bad piece sections on the bottom of it too. Stuff like that. So I basically just cut the bottom of it off, and I used this piece here was actually one of the cross members that was under the bed that I didn't use, that I had cut off when I shortened the bed. So I just used the L section of that, cut it off. Actually works better because it's actually a thicker gauge metal, so it's going to last a while. And I done my measuring, crimped. I used my crimping tool on my air hammer on this section, or this part of the front of the bed panel, and so it's recessed. Almost dropped my phone. Yeah, I've turned my light on there somehow. There we go. Or flash, it was. So this is recessed in, so it should turn out pretty good. I've got to build a little piece out here, which is no big deal. Yeah, and then finish welding this up, and then drill some new holes under here to bolt it to the bed floor. Then the next step after that, I think I've thought this through numerous times to be exact, but so I'm going to bolt the front on when I get finished welding it, the front panel. I want to bolt it on. I'm just basically going to mock the bed back together, or put it back together. And so the first piece to go on, last piece to come off was this front panel, so it's going to be the first one to go on. Then the fender welds, they're already blasted and treated, and so they'll be bolted on. Then I will bolt on the bed sides, and then clamp on my extensions, get everything lined up. I'll be mounting or installing the tailgate, and just getting all my gaps right. And I'll just, once I get all that done and get these pieces here, the front and back clamped on, I'll tack them in place right there while they're on the bolted to the bed floor. And once they're tacked in place good, then I will remove them, finish welding them up, and in the meantime, I'll flip the floor over, upside down, spray the, it is bed liner, I guess, undercoating on the bottom side, get that done. Actually, what I'm going to be using on the bottom of the bed is this stuff. Heard a lot of good stuff about it. I think it's made by U-Pole, which is a kind of a cheaper brand of paint. I don't think it's anything that I would put on the outside, or on the top of the bed, like for a bed liner, but I think it's going to work good for underneath. So that's what I'm going to be using underneath. I'll be spraying it on with the little applicator gun, and so yeah, that's the way it's going to go down. So yeah, I think that's going to be all for now, and I'll bring you guys back in whenever I start putting this bed back together and tacking it in place. So, see you next time.